Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
What is up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to another edition of the Know Before You Go Travel Show, and we got a show for you today, and we are hungover from the Super Bowl. Not like hungover like from alcohol. It's like
I'm not.
It's like the Super Bowl party's over, football's over, and this should just be a national holiday.
Well, I do agree with that. It definitely should be a national holiday.
Yeah, we are not hungover. We do have friends, I'm sure, that are hungover, but it's certainly not us.
Yes.
I feel great today.
Yeah, I'm tired, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone gets like a little less sleep, but I feel great. It was it's fun. You know, the Super Bowl's always fun. The commercials, football. I wish the game was better though.
Yeah, it was not the best game.
Yeah, Tom Brady can't be beat.
No, I mean he was awesome.
You can't bet against him if he's in the Super Bowl at this point. No matter how good, because the Chiefs were really good. No matter how good the team he's playing is, if he's in the Super Bowl, you almost have to go with him.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's crazy. That was good.
And the halftime show. The funny memes that are coming out from the weekend, it's actually pretty funny. So I was getting dizzy watching it last night.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. Isn't he the one that had like the beat up face for a while or something? And it was kind of like this weird story. Like he always had like bandages on his face. And he was like changing his look or something like that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was like, I
must
don't
have misread something. But,
yeah,
okay.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Anyways, but yeah, it was good. Welcome. It's Monday. Hope everyone's having a fabulous Monday out there. And thank you for tuning in to us.
Yes.
But we got a show for you today.
We're going to do our review on Sandals Montego Bay.
We've got a banger, and this is a very popular resort. We did a review on this a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But this is an updated review. It's good to visit some of these properties every so often because there's usually constant investment in them and things change, and right now with COVID and everything. But we got a show for you today. But before we get into the show, we have a couple shout outs here.
Yes.
So Katie Hiskin hit us up on our Instagram page, on actually the Know Before You Go Travel Instagram page, and asking about a wedding to Secrets Piney Harris potentially, which is a property we visited and are very familiar with. We also had our client John Saturn hit us up. He really enjoyed the video of me falling, so that was good. I think that was in high demand. I'm glad we got that piece of content out.
I think everybody enjoyed that.
And then also Chris Gunter hit us up. He had some feedback for us on some of the audio that we have on the podcast, which was really helpful. He was an audio expert. Gave some great advice just to kind of help us edit and mash this thing up a little bit better. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. And then you've had a lot of quote requests.
That's good. And then, yes, we have Hannah from Oklahoma and Tracy from South Carolina and Kelsey from Boston.
Thank you so much for hitting us up for a quote.
Yes,
we really appreciate it, and that's the best way to support the show. And if you haven't already and you like the show, we would love a review. You can Apple's the best way to review us, or I think you can review us on Google and Spotify and a couple of other platforms. That is the best way. And then also, if you want to quote, we're going to have all of our information in the show notes, all the links you need, or you can slide right into our DMs at Penyak Travel on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can't DM, but we're on YouTube now too.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get the video out of this property. So I'm mashing up the video, got the Royal Caribbean one done. It looks really good. We're going to get that one out probably the next couple of days. Then I'll work on Montego Bay, get that out probably within a week. And you need to stop yawning.
And you also need to get the video out of Secrets Akamal.
Stop yawning.
That was
I'm like
3 months ago now.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, any good editors out there?
I was going to say.
We might be hiring.
Yeah, that was 3 months ago. No, I know I am yawning because I am tired.
Yeah, you need like an afternoon pick me up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Or
we got a good show. We're doing a good show. It's Montego Bay.
It is a good show.
This is one we've been wanting to talk about. We stayed. Go ahead and explain for those that didn't listen to our pre-show on Sandals Montego Bay before we left. Explain, how long we stayed, the whole nine. Go ahead and kick it off.
Yes, so when the CDC announced new travel requirements that you had to test to come back, we're like, well, we want to get a trip in before that goes into effect at the end of January. So we were like, where can we go that'll be a nice quick trip, easy from the airport? And that was Sandals Montego Bay. It is right next to the airport. So it's a 5-minute ride, which you do get some plane noise. And we've talked about that previously, but it's not bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, again, I mean, I think if you were to read that on the internet, that it's right next to the airport, you can hear the planes, it will scare you to not book. But honestly,
I think it adds to the fun atmosphere of the resort.
When you're there, it's not like, again, I think we said it at on the podcast when we were filming from our recording from our room while we were there. It's not like you're next to Atlanta Hartfield Airport or LAX or something. Like, there's not many planes that come, and when they do,
well, there are.
Like you don't
a good bit, but
like you don't hear them while they're taxiing. They're just literally taking off and then they're gone in a few seconds.
Yeah.
It's not an intrusive sound.
I actually think it's pretty cool.
It's neat. Everyone waves at them. It's like a thing on the resort. Everyone's got their drink. You're just like, bye.
I'm like, oh, what airline is this? Because you hear it and then you see it right above the trees.
Yeah, it's pretty
so it's
cool.
like, oh, what plane is this going to be?
Yeah, but it's. I mean, after the first day, you don't really notice it.
No, you don't.
You just kind of, you're having fun, you're doing your thing, but yeah, that was good.
So one thing I definitely recommend is getting Club Mobe. That is a must. You
can't stress that enough. Yeah.
Yes, it's the VIP arrival service for Montego Bay. So for Montego Bay Airport. So when you get there, you get off the plane. There's someone standing there holding a sign with your name on it, and then they escort you through customs and immigration, and it's a much faster process.
Yeah, absolutely. And before you go travel tip, you can also get it on the way out as well, which we mentioned, and that was so nice being able to sit in the lounge and wait for your flight on the way out.
Yeah.
And God forbid if your flight's delayed or something like that, you have access to the lounge, which is so nice.
The last time you were in Jamaica, remember you went home before I did. I stayed for work, and then your flight was delayed like 4 hours.
I just hung out in Club Mobe Lounge.
Yeah, thank gosh nice. You had that. Yeah.
It's kind of, and it's all you can drink. It's just kind of a chill. They have nice snacks and food, and very comfortable. Good Wi-Fi, too, which is important in international airports. If you can find a lounge, good Wi-Fi, before you travel to Club Mobe is the way to go.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, once we got through that, and then Club Mobe, speaking of really quick, does have an airport lounge. So you can go check in there, get some rum punch, whatever you want.
This is coming on the way in.
Yes, this is coming on the way in. And then you'll still have to, go check in at the Sandals Lounge, too, so they can put you on your transfer over to the resort. But that's just a nice perk.
Before you go travel tip, if you want rum punch, the Sandals Lounge does not have it, but Club Mobe does.
Yes. So go and get you some rum punch before you go to get on the bus.
Yeah, it's so good.
And then, we took the transfer over. Quick 5-minute ride. Got there, and they have completely redone the lobby. It's a beautiful, beautiful entrance now. I think that it definitely needed to be redone.
Yeah. Oh, Sandals. Yeah. When you show up, Sandals Montego Bay, we had been, and I kind of walked and I was like, whoa, this looks a lot different.
Right.
It looks a lot. It's so noticeable. Big open air lobby, very wide. You see the bar. They have an open air bar.
Yeah. That's
right there. It has beautiful views over the ocean and the beach. And it's kind of like it's almost like the center of the property now, because they do.
Oh, that's where all the entertainment is. And that's where it was previously, too. They just formerly had like a big amphitheater there. But yeah, that's where all the main things are happening with the resort, especially in the evenings for entertainment. Everyone hangs out at the lobby bar or the Cricketers pub right there. And then if there's, a show, then they're right there in the lobby doing that.
Yeah, and also, the Cricketers pub, which is right there, is really nice, because if you want to watch a sporting event, well, actually, this resort really impressed me, because the open air bar in the lobby had TVs, which I thought was really cool.
And I don't remember that they had that previously. I'm not positive.
I don't think they did. They always had soccer on, but just think if there's a sporting event on, you
right.
can watch the game. I'm sure they had the Super Bowl on.
Oh, right.
And then obviously Cricketers Pub had a lot of TVs as well. And Cricketers Pub was neat. It's like right off the side of the lobby.
Yeah.
But it's like you feel like you're in a different restaurant. It's so cool. And then the food was good. We had food one night after I had way too much rum punch.
Oh, yeah, George needed a second meal.
I needed a second dinner. What
fish and chips.
Oh, yeah, the fish and chips. Oh, my God, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
That was funny.
This is not healthy. I, totally went terrible for my body for a whole day. Drank a crap ton of rum punch and then just devoured fish and chips at, 10 p.m. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow.
Well, it's a good thing that you at least made it up that late. So.
Yeah.
Now, when you're looking at these two resorts or looking at Sandals Montego Bay and Sandals Royal Caribbean, and you're trying to decide between those two in Montego Bay, a couple of things to note. If you want a big, nice, long, wide stretch of beach, Sandals Montego Bay has a much better beach.
Yeah.
And, they're both beautiful, but It's just a longer stretch of beach.
Yeah,
and
we could do a whole episode like comparing the two. We should do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then the pools, there's really only 2 pools. I mean, there's others that are, part of the swim outs, but really the only people that are going to use those are if you're in the swim outs. But otherwise, the main pools there's the one by the lobby bar, and then there's the swim up pool bar, which that was the first ever one in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And
they had renovated it.
They've renovated that too.
It looked a little different. Like, I think last time we were there,
they opened it up. Like, it used to have shutters that would close.
It was very enclosed, and so like you would go swim up to like almost like a window, and the shutters would be open. You could get your drink there. And now they've kind of carved out all the windows and everything where it's more open air.
Right.
And it's just it you can tell it was the original one, but they definitely did some updating to it. I think it's good.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's a smaller swim up bar. I think there was like 4 seats there, which I don't know if they had taken some out.
No, there were more seats. There were probably like 8.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, okay.
You're wrong on this one.
No, I'm not. But that's okay.
I picked my battles against you. I'm taking this one.
No, there was definitely room for 8 seats, but they had taken some of the seats out. That's my point.
There were 4 sets of 2 seats because they had 2 seats next to each other, and they were in sets of, and there were probably 4 of those, but you could sit right next to each other. And the reason they were like that is because of the old windows. Because the old bay, you could only have had 2, and then they had kind of concrete
maybe it was
blocking
6 seats.
Oh, you want to meet me in the middle on this?
I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, it doesn't matter how many seats are at the swim up bar.
Oh, it matters now.
No, it doesn't.
I'm going to Google.
Okay. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, over at Sandals Royal Caribbean, there's 2 pools with, they each have a swim up bar. So that's a nice perk to Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, I'm Googling right now. Keep going.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
So one cool thing that I really, really love about this resort and that makes it stand out is the Latitudes Overwater Bar.
That was so nice. We spent so much time there.
Yeah, and it's open all day, which is really cool. And it's the best place on the resort to watch the sunset. So you can go sit out there. It's very big. It's much bigger than the Latitudes that they have at South Coast. And yeah, you can sit on the hammocks and just watch the sun go down. We did that every night. It was beautiful.
It was incredible. And I would say, we've seen a lot of incredible things that Sandals have done, especially around sunsets and the water. You have overwater restaurants now. They've got overwater bars. They've got rooftop
overwater
bars,
bungalows.
They've got all sorts of stuff now, and they're doing a much better job. Having the beach has always been a focal point, but doing neat stuff like that, like innovative stuff's really cool. I would say this is probably, for me, the coolest way to watch the sunset.
Yeah,
Antigua was great because they had all the restaurants right there by the beach, but this overwater bar at Montego Bay was incredible. We went and saw every single sunset, and the sunset's right over the mountains.
Yeah, so it's beautiful.
Oh, it's incredible. I've got some incredible still shots and also video of the sun setting, and I will get that on the Instagram.
And I think that's it's in our highlights on the Sandals Montego Bay on our Instagram.
On our Instagram, yeah. So if you want to watch the saved story on that, you can do that too, for sure.
Yeah. Now, looking at rooms, so we were in the Beachfront, I think it's called Beachfront Grand Lux Junior Suite with the balcony soaking tub. So I really, really like the location of that room because you're right there in the middle of everything. It's a close walk to like the main restaurants and lobby area, but it's far enough away where you don't get a lot of noise in your room. Oh no, did you find the seats?
Yeah, there's 6.
Oh, really?
I swear they added 2 to at the end. Like they have 2 sets of 2 in the middle, and then 1 on the end. But that's weird. I thought there were 2 on the end on it, so that would make 8. I'm looking at the older one. They could have added.
So I think you're wrong.
No.
Yes.
There's definitely not 4. Dang,
you're wrong.
How is this? I was almost certain. Hang on. I need to. Oh, here's an updated photo. Hang on. Crap. No, there's still 6.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I thought. Okay, so
You
speaking...
said there was 4.
Well, then I said 6. All right, so
I'll meet you in
speaking
the
back
middle.
on
Okay,
the rooms...
moving on.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's move on. So speaking back on the rooms, so like I said, we were in the beachfront rooms, and when you see these, that's where a lot of the club level rooms are, is in the beachfront section, which is in the Palms building, or you have the oceanfront section, which is in the Almonds building, which is just on the other side of the lobby. Both of those are really good locations. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Just the oceanfront, it's kind of like it used to be a big courtyard that they had and then looked out onto the ocean. Now they've created swim up rooms there. So there's a pool there, but you're right there, steps from the ocean. Whereas the beachfront rooms, you look out onto the beach and then the ocean.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're looking for a more quiet location, then the oceanfront rooms are going to be that, because you don't have people constantly like walking, by in front of your room on the beach, that sort of thing. But you really can't go wrong with either of those.
I like being more central.
I did too.
I didn't mind it, and also I didn't find anybody outside of our room intrusive. So now again, we were there when the capacity was very low, right? So got to take that in consideration when we stayed.
I think they were at, what did they say, 30%?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It had to be around that. But so we had we were on the second floor.
Yeah.
Pretty much dead center of that building, just about. And great views, even from the second floor. You can see above the tree line and things like that. And see that you could hear the ocean.
I know. I loved going out there in the morning when everything in the resort was so quiet and you could just hear the waves crashing.
So nice.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. So to give you an idea on cost, which also, if you're looking at like the least expensive room option, that's the Caribbean Deluxe. One thing I want to warn you about is there's 2 locations that room can be at in the resort, and one of those is above the buffet.
Yep.
And I don't like that location in rooms because it's very noisy, because you can literally hear everything going on in the lobby at night.
And the lobby can be hopping at night.
It can be hopping. There's entertainment sometimes until 10 p.m. So it's, in my opinion, that's not the best location. So if you were going to go with that, I would request the room that is near the swim up bar. So they have a block of those that are also by the swim up bar. So it's a much quieter location. Now, if you are just looking to go and stay in the cheapest room possible and you're night owls and you like to party, then go for it.
Perfect. Yeah.
Then it's perfect. But that's just one thing that I want to warn you about. So,
and the events don't go on past 10 p.m., right? 10 p.m. They kind of cut it off. So, yeah.
Now, just speaking of price, so looking at September, October, November, not over a holiday, is going to be the least expensive time that you can travel. So those Caribbean Deluxe rooms for 5 nights was $2,880. So what's that? Roughly like a little under $600 a night.
Roughly a night, yeah.
And then the oceanfront club level rooms were $4,038. And then our room that we had, the beachfront Grand Lux club level room, was $41.98. And then your least expensive butler option for 5 nights was $53.17. So a little over $1,000 a night. Now,
and it's gonna be a little higher than Royal Caribbean, right? So this is gonna.
Yes.
This usually prices out a little higher than Royal Caribbean.
Yes, it usually prices out as one of the most expensive sandals in Jamaica. So
yeah.
Now, if you're thinking about, you want to go during high season, which would be like this time of year when everybody's trying to escape the cold here and get down to the warm weather. So February of 2022, that same room, the Caribbean Deluxe, is $35.76. So that's $700 more. So what's that? That's 25% more
for a higher demand time of year.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the oceanfront club level room, $48.51 compared to $40.38. So that's again about $800 more.
Yeah.
The beachfront room was $5,066 for 5 nights. So that's roughly $900 more.
So it's coming out about 20% more.
Yeah, 25% more. Yeah. And then the butler suite was $62.60. So again, like $900 more.
Yeah. What was your favorite part about our room?
I love the balcony.
Yeah, I liked the balcony. It had the tub. It was really nice.
It had the soaking tub out there. And yeah, I really enjoyed the location. We've stayed in that building before.
Yeah, I remember we stayed on the further end.
Yeah, I think we were a little further down.
I think we're on the second floor too. We're still on the second floor.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was really nice.
And I like the location, very central location.
Oh, I love that. You can walk. I mean, it was a short walk to the gym, short walk to all the restaurants, the lobby,
right,
everything. And I can see if you want the convenience, if you were to stay in some of the other room categories that are way down there, that are closer to the ocean front. I mean, that's a long walk.
Yeah, that is a long walk. Yeah.
Especially, if you don't, if you're, not, I don't want to say disabled, but if you don't walk long distances very well, stay closer.
Oh, absolutely. And I actually had this question one time when I was booking this resort, is they wanted a room where they could get to the main part of the resort's main lobby and everything without having to not be under a cover. So, yeah, like they did it. So in case it was raining, they didn't have to walk in the rain.
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
No, it's funny. Some of the questions and things I get.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting one.
You also have to think about it. Okay, can you stay under a cover?
But you can if you are booked into the oceanfront club level rooms. Those you can stay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because that's in the Almonds building,
that
and that's all
side's
connected.
Covered. You go that back way, it's covered. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yes. So, little know before you go tip there.
Rockstar travel agent.
So, let's talk about the food.
Let's talk about the food a little bit.
So,
restaurants and food.
I was going to say, so lots of great restaurant options at this resort.
Yeah, when they're like 10 or so, a little bit more than 10 restaurants.
Yeah, 12 restaurants total. One thing I really like about this resort is it has the Butch's Steakhouse.
Oh, yeah, I love
So we've
Butch's.
talked about that previously, and we've talked about it a lot with Sandals Grenada, because that's where they put the first Butch's Steakhouse. And, it's very, very good, high-quality steakhouse. Now, I will say I think that maybe they've cut cost a little bit. It wasn't, like, we used to say that it was like New York Steakhouse kind of quality.
The one in Grenada. Now, we went to Grenada not during COVID, so
right.
you have to kind of preface it with that. And those steaks, I could compare those steaks to any steakhouse in America. Any of them. I would say, pound for pound, it was delicious. I mean, you're splitting hairs. This one, though, in Jamaica, I could tell the quality wasn't as high. It was still really good.
Yeah, it was good. It was fine.
I don't want to say like it was bad quality, because it certainly was not bad quality. But if you've been to the one in Grenada and you're going to go to this one, you're going to notice the steak was a little bit different. It was a little bit different. But I will say this, the lobster tail they gave were phenomenal.
Yeah.
So then I had the surf and turf. The sides were really good, but I could tell the steak was a little different. And I don't know, it could be a Jamaica thing, could be a COVID thing, it could be a combination of a lot. I don't know. Now, when you travel right now during the pandemic, you might notice, if you're an avid traveler and you're well-traveled, you might notice a little bit different things going on at the resort. This is kind of one of those things that I'm going to chalk up to probably has something to do with the pandemic.
Yes.
We didn't directly ask anybody, but you know what? It was still delicious.
It was still great.
I'd eat there every night. Instead of it being a fine dining steakhouse, it was like an Outback.
Right.
And Outback has great steaks.
Yeah. That's a great comparison.
And it wasn't like a cheeseburger from Burger King. It was a very good cut of meat. It was just not the fine dining version. You're getting more of an Outback.
Yes. I would agree with that.
And to be honest, I wasn't disappointed.
No, I wasn't
still really
disappointed
good.
either. Yeah.
Had a good bottle of wine. We had a bottle of wine that night.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they gave a discount for doing so.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
That is right.
Now, they also have added soy there, which is really nice. It's actually connected. It's in the same building as Butch's. And then one thing I really liked is that new bar that they added out there.
There's a bar that's like in between the two restaurants.
Yes. Yeah. And so just really nice addition, if you're looking to change of scenery, like instead of going and hanging out at the lobby bar, you can go hang out there for a little bit before your dinner. Definitely, and I would say this pretty much anywhere you go, not just like Sandals Montego Bay or just Sandals resorts in general, but make your reservations. If you're not allowed to make your dinner reservations ahead of time, then make them on the day you arrive if you can.
Yes.
Because otherwise it could be difficult to get you in. So we arrived on a Wednesday and they could not get us into Butch's until Saturday.
And we would ate there twice.
Right.
I would ate there 2 or 3 times, even after eating the first time. But
and it actually was full, because sometimes, we've gone where they're like, oh, well, no, it's full, or
they're limited seating.
It's limited seating.
Yeah.
And then you go and there's like 10 empty tables, but when we were there, there were no empty tables. It legitimately was full.
No, it was full. And they were doing good and full with like the social distancing stuff going on.
Right.
And they did the hand sanitizer when you walk in. They had all pretty much the COVID procedures that you would expect.
Yeah.
We haven't touched on that. So if this is your first episode of listening to us, we touch on all the COVID protocols and all the trips we've done. This one lined up with all the other ones. There wasn't anything surprising or concerning at all there. But you're right. I think it's a great tip because not many people think to do that. We're busy. You book. A travel agent will book it for you.
Well, I mean, you can't book your dinner reservations for Sandals ahead of time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait. You can at Secrets, but not at Sandals, right?
No. Well, you can at LeBlanc.
LeBlanc, that's okay. I was about to say, I know we went somewhere recently where we did that.
Yeah, Unico, you can also do that too.
That's why you're the expert.
Where we went recently. Yeah, but you can't do it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we were talking about how it makes sense that they don't want to do that because then they're just going to fill up by the time people arrive.
Yeah, I definitely...
Gives everyone a fair shot to get what they want.
Right, I definitely understand why they do that. But just something to know before you go... Just make the reservations on the day you arrive.
Absolutely.
And then also one thing I didn't touch on earlier. So COVID entry requirements for Jamaica. And these have been in place now for quite some time. They implemented them at the end of August. That was the last change that they had made. So you just have to have a negative COVID test taken within 10 days of your arrival. So if you're arriving on... say February 21st, then you would have to have the test on or after February 12th. And then you have to submit for your travel authorization from the Jamaican government. And that has to be done within, I think it's 5 days. And then they just send you back your form, and then you just have to print that out. And then they check everything at the airport, which I was kind of surprised. They checked all of that at the airport and did not recheck it when we got to Jamaica.
Yeah, and
I guess they just trusted it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they trust the airlines that are coming in that they do that, And then also, I mean...
like when we went to Antigua and it was required, that you had to go into the room for the doctor to view your paperwork.
Yeah, that's the thing about this pandemic is there is no real standard. Like every country is kind of handling it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing the same precautions, but as far as like in and out, things are just changing so much.
Oh, yeah. And it's all different. And so this is, the day after the Super Bowl, so February 7th or whatever date it is.
And by the time you're listening to this in 2 weeks, I could change again,
Right, yeah. That can definitely change, before the next podcast. Who knows? But that's what it is today. So you can, if you want the most up-to-date information on the entry requirements for Jamaica, if you go to visitjamaica.com, then you can find that there.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Now entertainment was great. They had several shows when we were there. They had the reggae show.
They had the cultural show.
They had the cultural show.
Bob Marley trivia, which we did really well in, by the way.
Oh, yes, we did.
The Bob Marley trivia we did well in, and also the Name That Tune we did really well in. The reggae Name That Tune we did really well in. It was fun.
That was fun.
We were just kind of sitting at the open air bar participating from afar, and we got second place. Like we were passively participating.
Yeah, so that was awesome. And I will say it was so nice to see live music.
Oh, it was. It was really nice to see that, yeah.
You don't
see that very often anymore.
Well, yeah, not here.
We're going to get out of this mess, and we're going to get back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, they had live music when we went to, on all the other trips that we've been to. Yeah, but it's just nice. I don't know. It just kind of caught my attention, and I was just like, oh, how nice it is for this.
Trust me, like, it is. We've got a lot of questions about mask wearing at the resort, and you don't see very many people, obviously, other than the staff, wearing masks.
Right.
I don't know why it's just been a very popular question. You can wear your mask. You have that. I mean, some people did. I would say maybe 5 to 10% of people did wear their mask in between, like walking places.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people don't have their mask on. It was just kind of. It was like it almost like if you haven't traveled yet since the pandemic started, it kind of brings you a sense of normalcy.
Yes.
And it is very refreshing.
It is refreshing, yeah. Yeah, we had somebody, they emailed us and asked us if we were anti-maskers.
Yeah, I mean, we're not anti-maskers at all. Like, we got tested before you leave. You follow the procedures, and that's just it's that question of, again, I know we mentioned a lot, is like, do you feel safe? Like, yeah, I mean, I feel safe.
Yeah.
But what we feel safe might not be someone else's safe. And maybe our safe is considered reckless for some people. But we do the tests. We did all the procedures. And we hand sanitize and we social distance. And we don't, while you're on property, the most of the guests, the vast majority, don't wear their masks. And some do,
Yeah. I was going to say, we definitely social distance. We didn't, talk to any other couples when we were there.
No, we didn't. Usually we meet friends. Usually we almost always meet some friends or some travel buddies.
Actually, though, we haven't, though. On any of the trips since COVID, we have not.
Yeah, and I think that's partly because a lot of these resorts are at such limited capacity.
Yeah.
That, you'll be sitting at the swim-up bar, there's not always someone right next to you.
Right.
It's actually very few times there's someone next to you at the swim-up bar.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that, too.
I was going to say, I kind of like it, because
nice.
then I just
Like
don't have to think about anything.
The whole place to yourself.
Right. Yeah. It's really nice. Now, a few other things to talk about. The departure. So, and it really depends on what you think about what time you want to get to the airport. But Sandals will get you to the airport if you use their complimentary transportation.
Leaving the resort, we're talking about.
Leaving the resort.
Going home, like you're leaving. You're going home.
They will get you there 3 hours before your flight. And I know you're like, oh, wow, that's a long time. Why does it have to be 3 hours?
It's liability.
Yeah, it's just they don't want to be
liable
if you miss your flight. They want to also account if there's traffic or something like that. So if you're coming from a resort to go back to the airport that is not in Montego Bay, then I would say I would probably do that.
Take
and
the
then
transfer,
Yeah, and then just purchase Club Mo Bay, and that you're there at the airport.
And chill in the lounge.
Chill in the lounge, and it's fine. Now, if you're at Sandals Montego Bay or Sandals Royal Caribbean, and you don't want to do that, then you can just tell them that you don't want to take that, and they make you just sign this waiver stating that they're not responsible if you miss your flight.
Yeah.
And then we took a taxi, and it was $20.
Yeah,
so they wanted us to leave the resort. Our flight was at 9:30 a.m., and so they wanted us to leave the resort at 6.
Yeah, we were like, no,
and I'm like, yeah, no, we're
not on our last day. No way.
No, we're not doing that. So we instead took a taxi, and we left the resort at it was 5 minutes before 8 a.m. So, and it was perfect. We got there right at 8. There was nobody in line for security or the the check-in counter.
It was a breeze.
Yeah, so
it was an absolute breeze.
We went right through, and we were sitting in Club Mo Bay 10 minutes later.
And just hanging out. We had a snack, and then we got on our plane, and it was a very comfortable departure.
Yeah, so Strangest Thing happened. Remember that lady that was questioning us?
Oh, yeah. She was just doing her job.
I know. So I've just never seen this before. So it was an airport worker, and it said on her shirt, airport security. And then she stopped and just asked us, all these questions. At first, I didn't understand why she was doing it.
It kind of felt like she was just security guard that was randomly asking people questions.
She was asking where we lived.
Where we worked.
Why we were
there.
How many times we've been to Jamaica. I
guess we look we don't look suspicious at all. I think we look pretty average. I don't know.
I feel like we look average. But
we certainly don't look like we're up to no good.
Yeah. I don't know. Nobody's ever questioned us like that, when we're going to leave.
Well, it's funny, it started with casual conversation. Then she just kept going on and on and on with more and more questions. I'm like, am I being interviewed? This
yeah, and then
can I leave?
When did you get
here? Am I
here?
being detained?
Yeah. So kind of strange,
It's like, ma'am, I'm just trying to get to the Club Mo Bay Lounge. That's all. Just let me get through
and
here.
Get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I love this resort. I don't think you can go
for groups. If you have a group of couples going, I think it's a perfect resort for that.
Yes, it is a great resort for groups. Close to the airport, so it's also good for shorter stays, I think.
Yeah.
If you're going to Jamaica, want a quick getaway, 3-4 nights, it's perfect for that.
It is perfect for that, and I think it's still, even though it's higher than Royal Caribbean, I think it's still well worth the price, especially right now.
Yeah.
And even at the rates in February, I think it's still very much worth it. And you also can reciprocate with Royal Caribbean. I know longtime listeners probably heard us say this on the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
But you can also go over to Royal Caribbean, check out the private island. I would 100% do that if you're staying at Mobay. Go to Royal Caribbean. It's like a 5-minute transfer. You can check out the private island over there. And also enjoy the restaurants they have over there, too, at Royal Caribbean.
Yes, yeah. And the transfer, it's every hour. And it starts, I think, at either 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and then
it goes
until
late, midnight. Maybe?
I don't think they're going as late right now because of COVID, but usually it's until midnight.
Yeah, and so if you're going pretty soon, strongly recommend going over there at least for half a day or a few hours. Grab lunch and check out the private island. They have a restaurant on the private island at Royal Caribbean, and it's
two technically.
The main one wasn't open for lunch. It's a dinner restaurant,
right.
And the Jerk Chicken Shack was open for lunch, and you have the best view.
Yeah.
With the best jerk chicken, and the waves are just coming in. There's not even a beach there, so there's not even any chairs or anything. It's just waves coming in, and you're sitting there with the breeze, strong breeze coming off the coast with some jerk chicken and some rum punch, and you can't freaking beat it.
Yes. But I love this resort. It's definitely it's in my top 10.
Yeah, I think it's in my top 10. It's definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
I have to sit down. I would put it in that 5 to 10 range.
Yeah.
I don't know where. And see, Royal Caribbean kind of worked its way up.
Yeah.
Like with
really
the renovations
like
they've done
yeah.
on the island, I'm like, okay, this thing is skyrocketed in the rankings for me.
Yes,
like where it was before.
A huge bonus to Sandals Montego Bay is the majority of the resort has been completely renovated. Like all the main areas, everything, whereas Royal Caribbean has not. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
the stuff that has been renovated, they've done a good job with, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I love this. I can't wait to go back to Jamaica.
I know. I can't wait to go back. We're Jamaicans. We've been there so much. Remember she asked how many times, the airport lady was like, how many times have you been to Jamaica? I'm like, I don't know, 10? Like,
yeah.
No idea, 15?
Yeah, and we're like, we're Jamaicans.
I've lost count. I mean, I think I have dual citizenship here by default, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. But it's a great resort, and I love it. I do think, it is... I used to call it like a very like lively like party atmosphere resort, and it usually does have that. It was a lot more quiet this time around, but that's because it's only 30% occupancy.
Yeah, when you're at 30%, it's hard. The service was always really good, though.
Yeah,
I want to comment on the service. It was always really good. It's what you would expect at a Sandals. Always delivered great service, and yeah, I think. Again, like if I only went by this one time there, I wouldn't say it's a massive like party resort.
Yeah, no, it was pretty quiet.
Upbeat, but understand 30% occupancy here. The crowd's just not big enough to really get wild up.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
I thought it was perfect. It was our pace. It was perfect.
Oh, it was. It was
and
very chill.
The Latitudes is so chill.
I love that.
I mean, we went there every single freaking sunset.
Yes,
we would sit out there, and it's a huge bar. It's huge.
Yeah.
Plenty of seating for a lot of people, but there were never anybody out there because, not many people on the resort.
I was going to say because COVID, yeah, there's not that many people there. But no, we love it. And if you want more information on this resort and if you'd like some pricing, then please feel free to slide into our DMs. You can go to our website, penyaktravel.com, and click Request a Quote, and it comes directly to me.
And we're free service, by the way. We don't charge a dime.
Yes.
And we price match. So if you find something on the internet, we will do our best to price match it. So you're not going to pay a penny more, and you can use our expertise.
Yes.
Well, your expertise, not mine.
Yes, that's right.
I'm certainly not the expert.
You pretend like you are sometimes.
You are the czar. No, I learned through listening to you.
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't listen on certain things, but when it comes to travel, I listen.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah. But if you want more information, please feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to help you. They do have a Valentine's Day sale that was just introduced, and you get a free candlelight dinner and free Waterford champagne glasses with your reservation.
All right, you got trip of the week, and I'm going to do question of the day after that.
Yeah, trip of the week. So other... This is actually perfect because since we're talking about Sandals. So my trip of the week is Sandals Grand Antigua. I just booked a honeymoon/anniversary couple there. And I say it like that because they were supposed to get married in 2020, but didn't because of COVID. And so they pushed their reception to 2021.
Yep.
And they went ahead and got legally married, but they're just going to do like a symbolic ceremony and then have their full-on reception for this coming summer, 2021. And so they booked their honeymoon to Sandals Antigua. Now, one great thing that Sandals does is if you book 7 nights or longer in a club level or butler level room, you get a free anniversary night if you travel over your anniversary.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
or it's like within 30 days of your anniversary. Yeah. So they booked 8 nights and they're only paying for 7. Pretty cool.
Before you go travel tip.
Yeah. It's taking off like almost $800 off their reservation. So
that's a heck of a trip of the week.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
What's your question of the day?
Question of the day. We're going to go and answer a DM we got on our Instagram.
Oh.
So this is from Katie, and she says, "Hey, I just found your podcast and really enjoy your posts. So a quick question. Would you give a green light to a wedding at Secrets Playa Mujeres? Thanks for any feedback." So I figured we got the question. We might as well answer it on here.
Yeah.
So I guess we can start by this. So we just got back we went to Secrets Playa actually last year.
Yeah, last March.
And fabulous resort. I would say, curious to hear your thoughts on this, I would say it definitely depends on what other resorts you're comparing it to.
Yes.
And budget and things like that. I think there's a lot to consider there.
Yeah.
But if you're just asking if it's a suitable resort for a wedding, I think so, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think so. And one huge plus about it is that it sits right next to Dreams Playa Mujeres, and you can literally walk between them. So if you have, just adults coming to your wedding, and then, or let's just say mostly adults, and then you have a couple of families that are coming, it's perfect because you can have people stay on both sides.
Yeah, so Dreams, for those that don't know, Dreams is the family brand of Secrets, and you can have kids there, and they have a ton of activities for kids. It's a very fun place, and families, and they have great restaurants there too. We went over there.
Right.
When we stayed at Secrets is couples only. So it's adults only. Adults only. Sandals couples only. Secrets is adults only. So it's a good place. I agree. It's a good point because if you have multiple age groups going to your weddings, you have some families coming to your wedding, they can stay at Dreams. And you can all essentially stay almost at the same resort.
You can. So I think, especially in that instance, it's definitely a great option.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did like the little nightlife that Secrets Playa had.
Yeah.
I really
nightclub. Well, I don't think the nightclub is open right now. The one at Akamal was not open. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But it was nice though.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think there's something for everybody there. But I would still, if it's just asking if it's suitable to do, for sure, green light.
Yes.
But
I also would just wonder what you were comparing it.
Yeah.
With.
Like, let us know Katie, if you want to DM us again, let us know what resorts you're comparing it to. We'd be happy to, provide some further guidance on it.
Yes, because I can tell you, out of those 3,
we'll give you a red light real quick or a green light, depending on what else you're looking at.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Or to our best of our knowledge.
That's right.
So, anyways.
I think that's the show.
I was going to do a really good question of the day, but.
Oh. I mean, that's a perfect one.
Yeah, we're
going
to
say she slid into our DM.
We're going to wrap it on that. Yeah, and if you guys have a question of the day you want to submit, slide in our DMs, email us. Everything's going to be in the show notes.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. We love hearing from our clients and our fans. And guys, thank you so much. I think we'll call it a show on that.
I was going to say, we will catch you next time.
I think you need a nap.
Yeah, I think I do too.
It's nap time. All right, thanks, guys.